All right, everybody, welcome back to the fourth episode of the eighth round. I'm super excited for my special guest this week, but a couple household things we're going to take care of first. Right now, we're at 368 subscribers on YouTube. We're trying to get to 500. I'm going to be doing a $200 giveaway to 8 different people, so $25 a piece. And then pretty exciting news for me personally. I feel like we're getting up there in the Instagram followers. So right now we're at 712. Let's get that thing to 1,000. Now it's time to bring on my guest, man, Deuce Vaughn, Dallas Cowboys running back, bro. I appreciate you coming on, dude. What's up,
No doubt,
brother?
brother. Man, I appreciate you having me, brother. I'm big time and I'm excited to get talking.
Yeah, man. Let's just jump right into this thing. Let's kind of get this ball rolling, bro. So today is the first, I guess, official day of free agency. The last 2 days, people have kind of been talking about, or I guess they work out their contracts and stuff like that. So with
Yeah.
the agents and whatnot. So today, I guess, is the first day people can put, pen to paper, sign those new big contracts. And is there any deals that kind of stuck out to you? Because I know there's a couple that stuck out to me,
Yeah.
especially with like O linemen across the league. So kind of just touch on
100%.
that.
If we start out with old lineman, definitely Jonah Jackson.
Bro, I was literally gonna say
Yeah,
that, dude.
that's a big time,
100 mil, bro.
big time contract. That's a big time player too. Man. And then off rip, immediately I go to Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons.
Right.
Uh, you know what I mean? I mean, they got so much firepower on that offense, and it was always like one of those things where it was like they get a quarterback. I mean, and
Hmm.
Kirk, he's going to distribute that ball. Hopefully, he comes back healthy after what happened after the torn Achilles this past year. But
Right.
talk about somebody that can facilitate the ball around to a guy like Bijan, a guy like Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
100%.
You know what I mean, so that was big time as well. And then of course Derrick Henry to the Ravens. I mean,
That was a
it's
tough one, bro.
yeah,
Because I mean, we talked about it this morning, dude. I think the Derrick Henry Deuce Vaughn duo would have been insane, bro. Like, would
I
have been
mean,
crazy for Dallas.
unreal. I mean, Derrick Henry, somebody that even growing up watching, like I always loved the way that he ran the football. I always loved the way that I mean, the man's a 2,000 yard rusher, and then he's a
Right.
15 plus for year to year rusher. I mean, you can't even dispute the type of impact he would have. But for him to be hooking up with Lamar Jackson now, bro, not
It's
only
it's crazy.
yeah,
It
bro.
I saw a tweet that was saying that Lamar's led the league in rushing as a quarterback since 2018. He's led the league in rushing as a running back since 2018. So putting them together, it's like they're gonna run that option game. It's gonna be hard to stop. Like I don't see anybody in the AFC like really stopping that run game, dude.
Oh,
Like,
it's going to be tough. And then my immediate thought goes to Madden too. Is everybody's just
oh
going to
yeah, Madden's gonna be
off rip? I got the
crazy.
Ravens, bro. Now just read option off game, like. But
Run the
no,
little RPOs. That's the worst, bro.
that's
Especially
it. That's all
Madden.
they're gonna
Yeah.
do. Now they got Zay Flowers out there too, like
Hmm.
RPO in the entire game. So we got to get ready for that in Madden 2025, man.
Yeah, bro. I saw, and it was funny too, because like Kirk Cousins got a lot of guaranteed money, dude. Like I
Yeah.
saw a bunch of memes on Twitter talking about like put his agent in the Hall of Fame because I guess I don't know how many playoff wins he has. It's not a lot and not a lot of like playoff appearances, but he has like so much guaranteed money over the last like whatever years he's been playing. It's like over like 300 million, which is crazy, dude. So nah, dude, I feel like the guard market took a jump, bro. Like, with the Panthers, and then I saw the Rams dropped almost 100 mil on both their guards. So teams are trying to solidify that O line, solidify like their run game, and keep their $1 million quarterbacks protected.
And I mean, you see it. The winning teams have great O linemen. Like
Right.
the teams that are making
You
those.
hear that? That's the running back showing love to
Hey,
the
this
big
is
boys
this is
up
this is
front
yeah.
now.
This is me being behind the big boys every single day. Trust me, I understand everything that goes behind everything that these boys right here do, man. Uh, those big paychecks, them boys deserve that thing right there, man. I mean, y'all
That's
make offense go.
That's love, bro. That's love.
So
And another person, like, I mean, I feel like he deserves it, but he also got a lot of hate was like Saquon. Like, I mean, bro, like, I get it, it's Philly, like it's in the division, but like Philly paid him, bro. Like
they
you're
did.
gonna go where the money takes you. You know what I
Gonna get
mean?
the money, yeah, 100%. And then like I said, it's a business. They're not gonna if you have a couple of rough years, they're not gonna sit here and when they cut you, it's not gonna be, oh well, man, it's a business.
Right.
You understand he's gonna go where the money's going. He's also getting an opportunity to go and play behind the great O line. He's gonna get
Exactly.
with playmakers around him, which will make his job easier. And I know the talent that he is and the way that he runs the football is going to complement their offense pretty well. So, I mean, of course, it's in the division, so of course, New
It'll be
York.
tough for us, bro. It'll be tough
Exactly.
for us
Now,
too, on
exactly.
defense.
You know what I'm saying? Now we got to go, and that's the thing. We've seen him before, though,
Right.
uh, and that's one of the things that's, like you said, it's another challenge in this division. But I'm excited because every single year, I mean, I feel like even this past year playing against the Eagles, man. I mean, both of those games were
Those
exciting.
games are so
You know what I'm
intense,
saying?
bro. Like
Bro, and it's prime time every time.
every
Like,
time.
and like, and it just feels the game just feels heightened every single time, especially
Yep.
when we came back home this past year, bro. That game was so lit. Bro, I'll
Hmm.
never forget that game. That game was turned.
I remember like it was my second active game my rookie year when I just gotten here, and like it was versus the Eagles Christmas Eve. Like we needed to win the game to like really have a run to like make the division work out.
Yeah.
Like I know Philly had to lose a couple more here and there, and we obviously didn't win the division that year, but like that game was electric, bro. It's gonna be electric every time. It's
Yeah.
Cowboys Philly, you know what I
I
mean?
feel like that rivalry is just so deep, like enriched that like did for years and years and years to come. I mean, every single time that we play them, not only is it gonna be a prime time game, but it's gonna be rocking every single time, bro.
100%. All right, bro. So let's kind of move on. We're gonna talk about yourself a little bit, man. So everybody's kind of seen the video of your dad calling you on draft day, right?
Right.
Kind of take us through what that experience is like. Cause, I told you yesterday, my experience with your dad, and we'll kind of touch on that later, but
So
just kind of talk through what it was like that, that draft day and then getting the call from your dad, letting you know that, you're a Dallas Cowboy.
yeah, 100%. So, I mean, leading up to 2 days before day one and day two, really great days for me. I got to see my college best friend and roommate get drafted in the first round to the Chiefs. I was actually in Kansas City, went to his draft party. So, I mean, it was an epic high. Ended up flying home the next day. And so I'm sitting down with my mom and my college running back coach for the day two. And we're kind of sitting there, and after talking to my agent, we thought it was going to be day three, maybe day two, but
Right.
it was probably going to be day three. So sitting there watching and having a great time. And I don't have a whole bunch of stress on me just because I'm thinking it's day three. And
Right.
so day three comes, and my mom she threw like a little party for us. Just had some family friends over, some guys that I played high school ball with, some guys I played college ball with came over, and nothing too crazy, nothing too big, but
Nice
uh,
little small little get together. Yeah.
we'll get together, and uh, the nerves and the jitters start to kind of come in because at
Mm-hmm.
point in time, I'm like it could be at any moment, and
Yep.
waiting all the way into the sixth round. At this point, man, I'm like starting to get calls about possible undrafted free agent.
Right.
We're pick where we're gonna go. So at this point, I'm trying to get my mind right for that. And like, if this doesn't happen, I have to pick the best spot for myself. And I'll never forget, we were sitting at like 199, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking, and there are a couple of teams on the board. I'm like, okay, they kind of need a running back. They might need a running back. It's kind of getting to that kind of game.
Right. You're like
I'm like,
praying one of these teams. Yeah.
it's got to be one of these teams, right? And it got tough for me because I'm just been sitting there all day. You've got people inside your house that are
Mm,
for you to have your biggest moment. And I'm starting to think, what if it doesn't come? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it doesn't come?
yep.
Of course, not the end of the world. Uh, but I mean, just been a dream since I was a little kid.
Right.
And boom, I ended up getting a couple of phone calls from teams about undrafted free agent, and a phone call from another team about possibly being taken in the seventh. And I was like, okay, so it's probably going to happen, but just stay
Just
calm,
gotta stay. Yeah.
stay even killed. And
Because
I'll
there's a
never,
lot of emotions fly on that day,
bro,
bro. A lot of
what
emotions.
unreal amount. And I'll never forget. I After that phone call, I called my dad, and I was like, man, like all the hard work, everything I put into this, everything since I was a little kid. I'll never forget doing these little drills, putting on the pads for the first time, doing everything in the back
Mm-hmm.
just for this moment. And at some point today, it's going to happen
Right.
after off that phone call. And uh, of course, I start to tear up. He starts to tear up, and he gave me some of the best advice that I mean, ever since I was a little kid, he's given me great advice. And but
Right.
hearing right now him saying it's not when, it's where, was huge for me because it was like, you know what, you're right. It's not when, it's not if, it's
Mm-hmm.
where to go. You want to go to the best situation for yourself where you can be successful and go and put your mark down. And 12 picks later, Dallas has their pick is up. My mom's not in the room. She's waiting. So my mom's not in the room, and I get a phone call, and it's a Dallas tag, and
So it wasn't your dad's number.
it was not my dad's number. That's what threw me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't my dad. It wasn't my dad's number. I pick it up, and at this point, I see that the pick is in. I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be Jerry Jones, or it's going to be somebody from the front office, and
Hmm.
his voice. And he says, "Do you want to come to work with me?" And like, I was first off, I was stunned. Like,
Hmm.
didn't like what I said. Everybody was like, "That's a great answer." I'm like, bro, I didn't even. I guess it's the first thing kind of came to my mind, like after
Yeah.
being stunned, and uh just my mom comes back in. She's like, "Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?" She doesn't know what's going on. And I got off the phone, told her it was Dallas, and I told her that your husband made the call, and she starts bawling. Everybody in the room starts jumping up and down. I mean, I for that next four, there's a video for the next 4 minutes. I'm just kind of sitting there, just. I mean, I can't even put it in words what just
Bro,
happened.
it's it
So,
dude, that's so crazy. It's like a I mean, it's a dream come true to get drafted, but then like to hear your dad call you on draft day is crazy, bro. Like,
brother, and I mean, just because he's been there for me
right,
so long throughout this entire process of it's always been an uphill battle for me,
right.
and he's been there in my ear to keep me going when things got tough, when things got to the point where it wasn't looking good coming out of high school, getting almost, I mean, no offers, and
That's how it
you
be, bro.
know
All
what
the
I'm saying?
underrated guys make it, man, because they got that
100%.
chip on their shoulder,
That
bro.
chip on your shoulder, and just remembering that, bro, that chip's what got you here. And that chip's
Hmm.
gonna make you be great and continue to push and be great. So for him to do that and to be able to do that, man, it was right. It was unreal.
That's awesome, dude. And like I told you yesterday, like your dad, you know, he interviewed me at the Shrine Bowl. I had a connection with him because, he coached with my college staff at Virginia Tech. And then, I remember 3 days after I got released off the Browns practice squad, I like sent him a text, sent him some of my preseason film, and I was like, man, I just need a workout. And like literally like 12 hours later, I got a call from Dallas, like, yo, we're flying you out. You got to work out. And he never responded to me. So he never responded to me. So I don't know if he played a part in it, but I'm assuming he did because it was the only conversations I'd had with Dallas. So, yeah, man, it's awesome to hear your dad believe in you, and your dad obviously believed in me, and has that real eye for seeing that it's more than talent. It's all about what's on the inside and your heart, and how much work you're going to be able to put in for the organization as a whole. So, man, that's an awesome story, bro. That's cool to hear. I mean, I remember when it happened. It was dope, dude. I mean, it was awesome. Like,
I appreciate that.
you know what I mean? So,
And man, it's crazy. It's even
mhm.
it's been a year removed, and still
Still crazy.
I can't. I mean, it's unreal, bro. Unreal.
So, all right, bro. So you get drafted
Mhm.
out of Kansas State. You make the transition into the league. Talk about, kind of what the transition was like. I want to talk about, my favorite moment with you personally, bro, was the Jags preseason game one. We score the touchdown. I fucking throw my arm over your shoulder, bro. We're walking in the end zone, like,
Yeah.
we're celebrating. It was a cool moment for me just because, like, bro, we had worked so hard to get all the way down the field, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
what I mean, we scored that touchdown. So kind of talk about what the transition's been like, because everybody talks about, oh, you're undersized and all this and that, but like, I know you personally, bro. I know you ain't afraid to get up in them trenches and start running, downhill. And it honestly sometimes seems like it's an advantage because dudes can't even see you, and then next thing you know, you're gone, bro, because you're lightning fast, dude. So kind of talk
Yeah,
about that transition, dude.
no doubt. So, of course, for myself, coming in undersized, overlooked,
Hmm.
it's always been traits that have been and characteristics that have been put on me. So, as soon as I got to the building, I'm like, bro, rookie mini camp. I'll never forget. I was roommates with Hunter Lepke, and every single night we're in that hotel room, and we're like, any install that we got, bro, I'm talking about 3 hours, 4 hours,
Grinding, bro.
just grinding through it, asking each other questions, we're writing stuff down. Uh, just we're trying to engrave it into our memory so that whenever
Right.
it's time to go, I mean, they can't say there's no minus besides this them saying, hey, he's undersized or he is, those things. There's
Right.
no minuses, right? So everything that I can control is control, right? So
Especially like being a late round pick or an undrafted guy, like you gotta nothing's given to you. Like you gotta
exactly,
earn
you gotta
everything.
earn
So you
every
having that mindset is the right way to go about it.
100%. Like you're going from college to the league. You're the lowest man on the totem pole all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta earn the respect. You gotta earn that role that you want to have. So going through that, going to the OTAs, and of course every day, it was just so much different than college because at the time in college, it feels like, I mean, you got spring ball, like spring practice and stuff like that. But I mean, it was all pretty much walkthroughs and stuff like that. So
Right.
at that point in time, I'm just trying to familiarize myself with the playbook, and I was like, get my body in shape and get ready to go and play football in camp. So we get to camp, and I'll never forget my first day. I was just like, the one thing I'm gonna do when I get out here is just go. I'm just gonna run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There, don't think. Of course, there's some parts in time where you're thinking, but I'd say the transition throughout that preseason, I gained a lot of confidence because of seeing the way that everybody worked, seeing the way that everybody went about their business.
Mm-hmm.
The veterans, the y'all boys up front. I mean, I'm gonna talk to you like right now. Seeing the way that y'all O linemen work,
Right.
Tyler Smith and Zach Martin and badass, all you boys. Like as a rookie, 21-year-old kid, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, this how you be successful right here.
Right.
Like,
That's how you I'm with you, bro. And I remember you said that, you came into our room, we're like, Deuce tells a story, Deuce tells a story, and then you just told us that straight up. Like there was no story. You just told us how much appreciation that you have for how we work. And like that was felt. Like I remember Zach said, we have to run this team like us up front. We got to be the leaders because everybody else sees it. And
bro,
knowing that you acknowledged that was awesome for us.
yeah, bro. I'm still new, so like it's like the first thing that I noticed is the way that y'all worked, and then a B Cooks, Stephon
Yep.
Gilmore, the guys, Dak Prescott, every single morning before practice, and they're in their stretching, they're doing their stuff, they're going through their routine to get ready for practice, and I'm like, man, okay, this is how you be successful. I found myself in there stretching, doing all my stuff before practice, and then
Mm-hmm.
with that came confidence. And as we got to going, as we got to playing on the field and started to feel like myself, and then of course we get to the Jags game, and I feel like all that hard work from pre-draft to OTAs to summer workouts all the way until now, I'm like, man, this is my
Paid
opportunity.
off.
This is our opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
come out here and show what we got. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'll never forget that drive. Probably for the rest of my life, man. The first carry was outside zone. And I remember it opening up almost like the C, and I got hit by a safety like 8 yards down the field. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, we're working.
We're ready. We're ready.
I'm like, let's do it. So when we keep going, the inside, we go to the duo.
Mm-hmm. The
Uh,
duo was crazy, bro. Because was that the one where you like broke his ankles, dude, and just kept, bro? That one was
yeah,
crazy.
when
Or did
that
you
one happened,
spin?
yeah, I went into
Yeah.
spin. When that one happened, I was like, okay. This one, the confidence started to kind of come back in, and then once we got rolling, and I'm seeing the holes that are being opened, bro. When I say like my trust, my confidence, I mean, just went through the roof because I'm like, first off, y'all boys is playing up front, right?
We
And like as a running back, you
were
see,
trying to kill shit, bro.
bro, I'm already knowing. Like on the big run, I'll never forget. It opened up, and even Schoon had an amazing block too.
Mm-hmm.
I get through. I'll never forget. I get tackled. I stand up, and the first person that was behind me was Awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
Awesome is like flexed up. He's like, yeah,
And Awesome's the most quietest dude in the
bro,
world. That's how you knew
bro,
we were
one
all
hundred
lit out
percent. So
there,
he's like,
bro.
oh, he's all fired up. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like let's keep it rolling. And as we kept going, of course, we call inside zone. I get in the end zone, and I mean, I blacked out. Like I'm not. I stood up, I screamed, and I feel an arm come on me, and I'm just like, bro, we here.
Yeah.
You know what I
We are
mean? And
flexing in the end zone,
man,
bro.
what? And like everybody, I mean, just that entire moment. And
Mm-hmm.
then you go back and look at the videos, you see everybody just starting to swarm and everything. Because
Yeah.
it was a team effort to
Right.
get in that front.
Right,
It
bro.
was amazing.
That Jags game, I remember we had like at least three like 12 plus play drives. One of them was like 18 plays. That might have been the drive that we scored on that was 18 plays, dude. Like we were like grinding on the field, bro. Like,
I
nah,
mean,
it was a good it was a great moment, bro. Like,
on 100%. That was the time when I was like, okay, like first off, I'm having so much fun playing football.
mm-hmm.
But at first it was more of like, okay, I'm trying to. I was really tensed up, really stressed because I'm like, I gotta prove myself. And
Right.
at that point, I was relaxed. I was having fun, and like that's a testament to everybody, all the other 10 men that was on the field, even Will Greer. I mean, I'll never forget
Mm-hmm.
in the game, and like he's like. He's like, bro, just go get open. And he's like, I'm like, all right, bet. He's telling Dennis, like, bro, just go get open. He's like, you know, and just like the
Yeah. The
having that
confidence and the fun we were having
100%
out there, bro, is
is huge, bro. And
100%.
so transitioning into the regular season, man, for myself, I was trying to find ways to be 1% better every single day.
Right.
Uh, Once we got to the season, understanding that Tony Pollard was the lead back and learning from him, seeing the way that he worked, seeing the way that he went about his business every single day was the biggest thing for myself. Understanding that the opportunities were probably going to be limited, being the RB3 behind Rico and TP. But anytime that I had an opportunity, that I would try and go and capitalize on that. And so I had to almost rewire my brain in a sense to say, all these years before in college, you were
Being the
getting
guy.
100%. You were getting ready to go and get 25, 30 touches a game to now Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're putting in that work at practice. You're putting in that work
Mm-hmm.
only for, and when the lights come on Sunday, you might not be able to go and show that, but you understand that you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your teammates when you're on scout team, when you're in there to be the best version of yourself. And
Right.
man, that was tough for me. Whenever we got like into the middle parts of the season, just being because from like you said, being the guy from whenever I was 7 years old all the way through college, and now your opportunities are limited. It was hard for me. One of the things
I'm sure,
uh,
bro.
like mentally it was hard for me, but I got a great support system and I was able to get over that. And one of the biggest things for myself when we got to the back end of the season was be the best scout team player you can be. Every
100%,
You know
bro.
what I
Couldn't
mean?
agree more.
Every single day that you go out there, make sure that you're giving the defense the best look so that whenever it's time for them to go and play on Sunday, or if you have an opportunity to go and play on Sunday, you're ready to go.
Right.
You don't have to get ready. You just stay ready. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So
That was our thing in college, man. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, for sure.
100%, you just got to stay ready. And that was my philosophy. And of course, I look back, I kicked myself a little bit because throughout kind of that midway throughout the season, I got in my own thoughts. I got in my own head just
Right.
because
Which is human
100,
nature, bro.
100%. And it was just like you look back, you're like, man, like I wish I wouldn't have not necessarily wasted, but I wish I would have went about it a little bit different. And I'm glad I
Right.
was able to turn around because once we got to that back end of the season, I felt myself at practice just going every single
Mm-hmm.
day. And I felt myself that confidence starting to come back. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, man, you got to just stay ready. So you got to get ready. So now it's just me staying ready and
Right.
going into
And
the off.
and that's like, so I obviously the podcast is called the eighth round. I was an undrafted guy, but it's really not even like you were a drafted guy. It's really not even about like if you were drafted, undrafted. It's about having that mindset of like, I'm gonna go get everything I want. Nothing's given to me, right? So like you being an undersized guy, late round pick, like, basically the third running back throughout the season, and you talking about practice and talking about, not being able to show, I guess, your skills on Sundays. It's like it's the exact same thing I went through, like my rookie year. Like I was on P squad all year. I was active for 4 games with Dallas, but in Cleveland, I was never given a chance. Like, and I understand where you're at. Like when you talked about, you were in your own head mentally or whatever. Like I was the exact same way, bro. Like week 7, 8, 9, when I was in Cleveland, I'm like, dude, we got people getting injured and they're not even elevating me, like not even giving me a chance. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're hitting a wall,
It's,
bro. Like
it's like you're
it's
hitting
like
the
you don't
wall
you don't like
100%.
know what to do except
Yeah.
like,
You're wondering what else do I need to do? What
right,
else
exactly.
what's the keys on what tell me what I need to do to be able to be in this position that I want to be in. And it's just one of those
Yep.
things where, bro, just keep working. You know what I
That's the
mean?
thing. A lot of it is just being patient. It's like your time's coming. It's just like everybody, it's human nature. We all want things now, right? Like we all want that instant gratification. But it's like, bro, you get that slow burn. Like, dude, my second year, right? This past year, like I made a
Yep.
start in week 3 and then the last week of the season. And like those were
100%.
like some of the like best days or most fun I've ever had playing football because I knew what it took to get to my first career start week 3. And then I didn't start. I mean, I played in games in between there, but I didn't start again till the last week of the season. You know what I mean? It's like that's
Yeah,
15 weeks, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
100%. And
But it
like
but it makes it that much sweeter, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
100%, like even hearing that from you, like in your first start, this past year, your
Mm,
first two starts, and like this past year for myself, going through a tough time of not being on the field and just trying
right.
to uh work every single day so that I don't have to get ready. I can stay ready. But just having you being in that position of saying you hit a wall week 7, 8, 9, great perspective for myself as well, because brother, just keep working. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a testament to a lot of people out there too. Whenever I mean, no matter your age, no matter what sport you play, man, just keep working, be patient. Uh,
100%,
all of
bro.
this can come to fruition, man. Uh, that's the biggest thing that happens is whenever times get tough, you got two paths to go down. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You can either keep working or you can say, man, I'm done with it.
Yep.
And you see those guys that keep working, they're able to carry the fruits whenever they come because man, I've been putting in the work. I got the confidence. I got everything that I need to do. I've done everything I need to do. I'm ready to go.
Right. Dude, I mean, we're on the same page. That's why I wanted to bring you on because, I've talked to you before. Like, I understand, like, how you are. I know how you go about your, business in the facility and how you work. And it's just great to, share that to everybody listening. Like, stuff's going to get hard, but, they always say what's done in the dark gets brought to the light, right? So it's like, as you just keep working, wait for your time, like your time's going to come. So moving past this season, right? We talked about free agency, 2024. I know free agency just starts today. Um, I'm assuming we'll maybe sign somebody. I don't know. Maybe we'll draft somebody. We're going to add another running back because right now you're the only one on the roster. But I don't even want to talk about who we would add or whatever of that. I want to talk about, I see you all the time because, we work out at the same facility as Sports Academy. And like, what is it right now that, you're doing to make, you the best version of yourself for this upcoming season?
Yeah, brother. The biggest thing I'd say for myself is whenever the season ended in January, took some time off, just give my body a little bit of a rest. And then whenever we got to February, mid-February, one of the biggest things I did for myself was where I started eating right.
Yep.
That was a
That's
big thing.
huge.
Yeah, that's a big thing for myself is because training, doing all that stuff, it's going to come. I feel like the biggest thing for myself going into this next year was what can I do to separate myself? That's the
Right.
little things, just taking care of your body just a little bit more, eating right, doing things like that. And then, of course, like you said, Sports Academy, getting with Mo Wells, getting with the trainers in there, and just going in at 7:30, going in there, working out, doing everything I can do. And then after that, getting into March and things like that, starting to do more receiver training stuff,
Mm-hmm.
getting route, getting with Jay Hicks doing some running back stuff as we get into this kind
Closer
of
to OTAs.
100% getting going to
Yep.
OTA in April. And then, of course, we got the workouts and everything that are coming up. And
Mm-hmm.
man, just for myself, it's not leaving a stone unturned throughout this time is the biggest thing for myself. Because I mean, bro, like we kind of talking about earlier, just putting in the work so that when OTAs come, when summer workouts come, when training camp comes, there's no thought in the back of your head that you're not ready.
A
Just because
100%.
I've been putting in work for months now. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing for myself, just trying to find that little separation in some of the ways I probably haven't in the past couple of years.
Yeah, and that's I like how you said little separation because like everybody's good in this league, right? And like me and you, I guess we're in the same positions in a way. Like, obviously Tyler left. We don't have any running backs other than you. I'm the only center. So it's like we both have that same mindset. It's like we're here, and it's all a plan, right? Like we don't just start training, hard as crap like right after the season. Like it's all like a build up to OTAs, but like I mean, we're in that same boat. Like we're in that same mindset of like, look, we're ready and we're gonna work to show that we're ready. It's not like, oh, we're ready, give us the job. It's like, no, we're gonna go earn it, right? So it's cool to hear you say that. It's cool to see you in there every day. I get to dap you up, man, and like, see you
Me,
putting in that work, bro. Like, I mean, like I said, we're in the same kind of boat. We're both trying to work, both trying to get that job and both trying to show our skill set on Sundays, week in and week out. So it's good to hear that, man. It's good to see you every day training and I'm excited for you this upcoming season, bro. I really am. So
And I'm
let's
excited for you too.
for sure, bro. I appreciate it. So, all right, bro. We do this segment every episode. We talk about a random NFL like fact thing that people may not know about. I'm gonna let you take this. You kind of talk about it, and then I'll kind of piggyback off of you, bro.
So the biggest thing for myself, I know you had a couple more episodes on here, but the rookie singing during training camp was by far one of the, because we do it every single day in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We knew it was coming, and it got to the point where we knew it was going by draft order.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you could kind of count down to when your day
Yeah.
was. So the anxiousness was just growing. You're like, bro, I'm 2 days out.
Yeah,
So
you knew. You knew. Yeah.
I'm midnight morning, you're like, bro, it's my turn. So they got to spin the wheel. So bro, you got 5, 6 songs on there. You don't know what's coming up. You just gotta be ready to go. And bro, I'll never forget that mine came around as a song that I knew. I was like, guys, let's rock out.
Dude,
And
because to be honest, I'll be completely honest with you, bro. When the song came up, I was like, I've never heard of this song, which is crazy. I mean, I love music, bro, but I'd never heard of the song. And dude, when I tell you what, like when you sang that song, I
bro,
instantly got on my phone and downloaded. I was like, this song is so hard, bro. Like,
I'm
I'll
not
let
gonna
you tell everybody what the song was, but I
Uh,
was like,
it was, bro, when I say like it was mint condition, the breaking my heart was the only one that I was like, okay, if that one comes on, I'll be able to do it. Like I will be able to do that one because my mom played it all the time. I'm like, my
mhm.
mom played it all the time. So boom, we're going. It's going around. It's going around. I'm like, please, like, there's that one. I think if it isn't love was
If
on
it
there.
isn't love, yeah, that's the one you're saying.
Yeah, If It Isn't Love was the one that I sang. So If It Isn't Love or Mint Condition was the two ones. I'm like, okay, let's see. If It Isn't Love comes on, it's my like favorite song. Literally like my favorite song. So I'm like, okay, we're good. And so I hear doom, 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 doom. And I'm like, this is perfect. And I just go because I'm
Everybody was already kind of like bobbing
yeah,
too. They were like, okay, dudes, here we go.
and as soon as I get to singing, I'm like, bro, I've been doing this since I was a little kid.
Hmm.
Whenever the crowd started getting into it, whenever
Yeah.
everyone's kind of bopping their head, I was like, okay, let's go. And man, we only had a minute and 30, but if we didn't the whole 4 minutes,
Bro,
I
you
kept
could have went the whole song, bro. Like 30 seconds in,
going.
everybody's singing the lyrics with you, dude. I was like, okay. I was like, this song is nice, bro.
Bro, I was like, as long as I get mint condition or new edition, I'm like, bro, we're good. We're good to go. We can
Yeah,
sleep on it. And bro, I got If It Isn't Love. So that was a perfect pull. And then
that's
of course
awesome.
that was big time. That was big time for myself too, because I'm like, bro, I'm still trying to learn everybody's names and
Yeah, because and it's like a weird time because like the rookies, like some of them get up there and they're like I'm not trying to do this, and they kind of BS their way through it. I'm like, like people are like, like that's terrible, like
you
whatever.
you
But
know what
like,
it
dude, if you just
was.
get up there and embrace it, like, bro,
Yeah,
people
you
love it.
you know what it was.
What was it?
The O line room for the next 4 days prior, like before that day, you're like, Deuce, we're waiting, bro. We're waiting. We're gonna see what you got, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta boot up. I'm like, I gotta boot up. I gotta do this.
No,
No,
bro,
y'all turned me up.
you literally killed the performance. I was like, bro, this should be Deuce's song. Like he should own this song, dude. Like I literally downloaded it right away. And like I remember me and Biotic, like we would just be playing it, like we'd be sitting in the hot tub in camp, like just playing the song. And like, bro, anytime you'd walk by, I think about that song. I'm like, dude, he killed it, bro. But
If it isn't love, man.
yeah, for real. But all right, bro. So we're moving into the last segment. We're just gonna kind of hit these questions briefly. We'll wrap it up, and then that'll be it, bro. So we're doing questions from fans. So we got Landon Williams said, "What was your favorite thing about K State, and how much did Darren Sproles impact you?"
Man, that's a great question. I love K State. Being from Austin, Texas, never really thought that I'd be going and playing ball in Kansas, but I get out there, small town. But man, when I say it's the epitome of a college town, like those people out there bleed purple. I mean, we're
Hmm.
selling out every single home game, 50,000 strong, and they love their football, they love their basketball, they love their sports out there, and they made living there so much easier because you knew you had that support system behind you.
Right.
uh, they brought it every single week, and it was easy to play for them because you knew how much they love,
It was
supported,
a
and
football school, man.
it was the football school, man. It was it was huge for myself and everybody that played inside that stadium too. And then
Right.
Darren Sproles, man, I got to meet Darren my sophomore year at an Oklahoma game, and I mean I watched Darren Sproles since I was a little kid. He's literally the person that I looked up to, just because you get to high school and they tell you, hey man, you're done growing. Boom, I automatically look to see who played in this league at my height, who can I pattern my game after, and Darren Sproles was the first person that popped up, and I'm like, man, that's how I want to play football. That's
Right.
what we like, and to be able to meet him and then be able to have his phone number and ask him questions, and for him to give me great advice and for him to always be there. First off, I have to give an unbelievable huge shout out to D Sproles. I'm not in this position without him, just because he gave me the the keys to be able to say, man, I can do this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody has that little thought in the back of their head, but seeing him do it and see him do it for 15 years at the level that he did, bro, it gave me so much confidence, gave me uh hope. And so, man, a big shout out to D Sproles, but he helped me a whole bunch, man. I still got his number to this day.
That's awesome, bro. It's like it's gonna be like the circle of life, man. It's like, D Sproles was that, inspiration and, I guess mentor there for you. And it's like a couple years, man, you're gonna be that for someone else that's, similar to your situation, trying to be a running back in this league. So that's awesome to hear you say that. I got another question for you. Colton Willis said, "What's the trick to being so shifty?"
So a lot of
Probably
it,
training, bro.
yeah, a lot of it is training. The best way to go lateral is by going lateral.
Right.
If that makes sense. A lot of jump cuts, a lot of plyometrics, a lot of jumping. I'd say jumping hurdles, going up, going to the side, just getting your ankles, getting your knees, getting your body used to going side to side and be able to
Right.
go side to vertical fast is huge, especially if you're a running back. I feel like jump cutting, and then of course the time and the timing is
The
so
timing of
important.
runs is so important.
So important. So if you have to get from the A gap to the B gap and then get through it, you have to get horizontal to vertical fast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to get to that back door, like you said, horizontal to vertical fast. And that's what it is about being a running back. So I'd say a lot of plyometrics and then just going out and doing it. There's so many running back trainers that post videos that do things of just having guys do jump cuts, going sideways. And I'd say that lateral quickness just comes from that repetition, that muscle memory of your body. That I'm saying, man, we do this.
100%. Cool. That's a good answer, bro. I'm not shifty, so that's a deuce only question right there, bro. All right, bro. So we'll do this last question, then we'll wrap it up. So Brandon Laurie, I just did an episode with these guys on Blogging the Boys. And he
Yep,
said, "What's one lesson from either a coach or a player that stuck with you your rookie season?"
man. For myself, throughout the year, of course, Dan Quinn has gone on to the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he was pretty big for myself. I talked about how I was kind of down mentally
Right.
throughout the season, and man, he alleviated a lot of stress for me. Just being there for me. After practice, he would come up to me like, man, keep doing what you're doing. We see you as a defensive staff and what you're doing on scout team. And then the biggest advice that he gave me was, man, for yourself, anytime you step in this practice field, if you're not playing on Sundays, this has to be your game day. You know,
Right.
the way that you
That's
attack
real.
that, the way that you attack this, the way that you go about this, the way that you play, the way that you get ready, the way that you take care of everything, man, this has to be your game days. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, also the biggest thing that he told me as well. And man, at that point in time, like I said, mentally, I was kind of down. He was like, man, go have a conversation with Coach Shoddy, go have a conversation with Coach Blasco, and just see anything and everything that you can do. Don't sit here
Right.
and wonder what you should do. I mean, go ask them. They're great coaches, they're great men. And after I did that, my relationship with those men elevated a lot because now
Mm-hmm.
I
They know
felt
you care, bro.
exactly. I felt, and that's what Coach Schottenheimer said as well. He was like, "Man, the fact that you came in here and sat down with me means that you care." And for him to give me a real answer and a straight up answer, and what I needed to hear was huge for myself as well because it snapped me back into it. It snapped me back into
Mm-hmm.
who I am. So Coach Schottenheimer, Coach Dan Quinn, Coach Blask, I mean, I got to give them big props just because of that time period throughout then and how they got me out of it.
No, that's real, dude. It's like kind of like when you said like go talk to these guys, like one, I just said like obviously it lets them know you care, right? But like I was in that same situation. So like basically when they cut me this year after training camp, like they told me like, look, we're gonna put you on practice squad, but you're being elevated the first 3 weeks, and then we'll make the decision from there, right? So obviously it ended up working out. Week 3, I got the start, and then they signed me after that. I was active the whole year. But I remember like on Tuesday or Monday, we had just finished up the second game. I'm sitting there like, all right, it's my third week. And like Tyler obviously wasn't like banged up at the time, so I didn't know if I was gonna play. I just figured I was gonna dress again. I'm like calling my agent, my dad. I'm like, bro, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they
Yeah.
gonna sign me or like what? And then my dad was like, bro, like just go talk to your O-line coach. And if he doesn't have an answer, just go talk to McCarthy. Like just go have conversations with people. Like, because if not, like you're just gonna have that thought in your head, like you're just gonna be wondering, like, what is it? What is it? Like you gotta get clarity so you can move forward, right? Or like when relationships end, you got to get
Yeah,
closure so you
you
can
got to
kind of
get
move
closer.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you just got to get some clarity in this situation. So I'm like, all right, like I did it, and everything worked out right. But it's cool to like hear like again we've gone through a similar experience where it's like you
Right.
just got to go talk to people, bro. Like you got to go have mature conversations, and because at the end of the day this game is a business, you know what I mean? So
And
like you just got to have
yeah,
conversations with people man to man.
that's what you notice is everybody's trying to win inside that building.
Hmm.
And uh so big shout out to Dan Quinn for seeing that. Man, I wasn't myself and for coming up to me and being
Right.
so real and just man, he was like, man, if man, keep doing what you're doing, yada yada. He was like, man, go talk to Schottenheimer, just go talk to Bones, go talk to them upstairs. He was like, man, and that because at the time I didn't want to go and talk to him because I was like, man, I was trying to think, what am I doing wrong? What I
Right.
need to do better? He's like, I'm gonna have a conversation with him. And that was the biggest advice for myself because now I'm comfortable with going in there and talking to Coach Schottenheimer. I'm comfortable going in there and talking to Bones.
Hmm.
Who knows if he never would have told me that, would I be comfortable now or what type of situation I'd be in? So
Right.
big shout out to Coach Dan Quinn.
That's awesome, man. But that wraps up our episode, bro. I appreciate you coming on here, and everybody that's watching. If you watched all the way, make sure you go follow, like, comment, subscribe, share it out there at the eighth round. We're on all social media platforms. I know some people have asked. We're still waiting on Apple Music to approve us. We are on Spotify, but Deuce, man, appreciate you coming on, brother.
Brother, I appreciate you having me today.
Yes, sir. All right. And as always, baby, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys, man.